No need to be hysterical about the HDR histogram. Hello everyone, in this video we're going to cover how to use the HDR histogram to do our photo editing. So let's get to it. You can find the histogram in the right panel of the Manager, Develop, as well as Editor modules of Zoner Photo Studio X. And by default, the histogram is going to display only SDR or standard dynamic range. HDR display appears once you turn on HDR for the photo you want to edit. To turn on HDR, click the HDR button under Color Style. And you can see that our histogram splits into two sections, where on the left we have SDR, and now on the right we have our high dynamic range. Now my image has been squeezed into the left side, which is the dark part of the histogram. So you might be thinking, oh, so HDR just stretches out my blowouts and makes everything more overexposed. Well, it's actually a lot more nuanced than that. So HDR actually shifts the range of the bright areas of the overexposure further. So what would be overexposed in SDR reveals hidden details in this area of the exposure in HDR. Again, the blowouts are just beyond the right edge of the histogram. We'll talk more about blowouts and how to check for them later in this video. If you're not familiar with how the histogram works, I recommend checking out this video right here, which explains histogram quite into depth and how it works. But of course, only that's gonna cover our SDR range. So let's go check out now how we can use the histogram to help out our HDR editing. So the histogram works with SDR and HDR, and it helps us get a better understanding of how to approach editing. It's best if only things that are bright in reality appear in the HDR section, such as the sun and clouds or different reflections. That leaves the rest of the objects in our SDR section. And these are objects that were in that part of the exposure before switching to HDR editing, such as skin tones. So a basic rule of thumb is everything that's super bright or shines, it's gonna be on the right side of the histogram in our HDR section. If you look at the bottom part of the histogram, you may notice this line. Now this line can turn red on the right side of the histogram. Now, what does that mean? This is gonna tell us the HDR range of our monitor, which is also known as headroom. Put simply, how much HDR our monitor is actually capable of outputting without being overexposed. So if our image is beyond that red line, that means the data is there and could be visible, but simply our monitor just doesn't have enough headroom to display it. So to see this image data, you're gonna have to play around with SDR brightness ratio settings in Windows for desktops as well as external monitors. And for laptops, you're gonna have to adjust the screen's brightness settings. We've already made a video about how to properly set up your monitor to view HDR content on your computer as well as your monitor, but if you haven't seen it yet, feel free to click this link to check it out, and it'll also be in the video description below. But let's get back to the histogram because there are a few more things that you should know about. Now notice the 4 segments that show the HDR range in EV right here. EV, or exposure value, is a unit of luminance, and it's the same unit as a light meter on your camera. HDR adds 4 EV to the standard dynamic range. And remember that red line under the histogram? It tells us exactly how much EV is missing from our headroom based on the number of segments. Now, if we have all 4 segments, that means that the full HDR range is used. With the right brightness settings of our monitor, we don't have to worry about not seeing something that should actually be there. And if there are fewer segments, we just have to accept that we simply won't see that part of the exposure on the current monitor we have in front of us. Again, the image data is there, and on a better device it would be visible, but we just can't see it because our monitor just does not have that capability. And as we mentioned earlier, let's check out what we mean by those blowouts. Now to make it easier to see, I'm going to deliberately overexpose my image to the extreme. Click the sun icon under the histogram to enable show blowouts. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Shift and O. Immediately, each segment that we mentioned turns its own shade of blue in the bottom line, and this is also reflected in our photo. Simply put, each shade of blue defines the specific EV segment of the available HDR range. It also shows in which segment this part could already be blown out and which isn't yet. So it helps us determine what users of different HDR devices with different settings will actually see. Now, if we have less headroom, then the red line extends into this part of the exposure, and the blues change to shades of orange and red. Then we know that the blowout we will see in the preview is due to our monitor settings and not because the photo is actually overexposed. So there's a bit of info for you about how to use and cope with the HDR histogram. Hope it was useful. Let us know what you think below. What interests you? How are you getting along with all the new HDR features in Zoner Photo Studio X? Don't forget to hit the subscribe bell so you never miss another video, and give us a thumbs up. See you in the next one. Have a good one. See you guys later. Ciao.